and Overpass is where it all begins.
An absolutely fantastic place to start. When we were talking about NIP, it was a lot talking about Overpass. The Inferno utility usage was one thing, but when it came to Hampus joining in over on the B site, that was a sight to behold. But now NIP, they start on the T side.
Double walkout long already. Rez just waiting. No overtly aggressive moves out of FaZe just yet. Rain, nice tap. Not able to get that second. Brolin, who absolutely stood up from map 2 to map 3 yesterday, is one of two to draw blood versus FaZe in this pistol. Brokey slides up on long, and for now, he's gonna be alone. Robs looks to come add his name to the hat inside of that A site, but again, it's slow, it's quiet.
NIP doing good at searching out, and when it came to their executes on T side yesterday, they were great. They got away with all of the nades that they needed to. It was the late Molotovs that really, I think, piqued our attention. And right now, of course, options are still open, and that means for both teams. There'll be some space taken back here for both sides, and we'll see who goes head to head. Alexi, that could be a swing frag right now. They've got the player advantage. They're setting up to go, and FaZe know it.
Nothing to stop them, none whatsoever. Kerrigan gonna try to throw himself inwards, but met by the smoke. Beretta's out and down. It's Esatag, Ninja's resident Dane, with the difference maker, and Robs into the clutch, flanks, clean headshot onto Brolin. That's a good way to kick this off. A good way to keep this 1v3 seemingly doable. But he's met by smoke. Honestly, not a problem. He can still play around this, trying to section off these two fights. He didn't see the leg, but now he spots at least the first. Fight out and goes down. Esatag with impact already. And on an individual level, I think Esatag is one of the players who could slot in successfully for an Overpass upset if they're really gonna take this to FaZe.
Yeah, he was definitely underrated, and we know that he does like an Overpass. Again, always talk about this one game versus Zywoo on Overpass, but that was when he was opping at the time. I think the real... There's some interesting stories to come out of the major stats-wise. But Kerrigan knows that he needs to lead from the front at times. And he'll be doing that right now.
Oh, shut down though.
Well.
See you later.
All right.
Quick Galil burst to the forehead. Hampus awaiting any kind of B aggression, nothing to come out of that. We just get this quick little movement back from FaZe. Nice and quiet, actually. No rush.
Yeah, I think the best part about Ninjas is that there was rounds where they killed Simple, and then they didn't move. You know, they weren't in a good position to go for an execute, and they didn't play completely reactively. They just sat and wait. They took the 5v4. They wish they could have taken it with a tempo and had some map control to go along with it. But when they weren't in a good place, they just played that advantage as it was, and Rain with another blinder.
Yeah, it really feels like, you know, Alexi kind of king of like Counter-Strike and chill. No overt aggression.
It's just a sign of a composed team, yeah.
Somebody who really, I think, has the individuals kind of reined in. And while Twists finds Esatag, there was a chance for a little bit more off the FAMAS spray. Not going to end up working out, but still, 2 kills, res damage, nothing to scoff at, of course.
So it's another strong call, leads them into an open site. The whole pack of FaZe Clan rotated up towards A. But they still want that smoke. Oh.
Who's up there? Rain. Yeah. Galil in hand. And Robs reaches for the FAMAS. So 2 lesser rifles still to maintain, and honestly, take a peek, take a fight.
Yeah.
Punish a little bit.
This is a solid one. Brolin playing well is a big story for this team. I think there is a world where Ninjas this year, they could be carried every game by Brolin, win or lose. But that's certainly not been the case. You know, we're looking for Rez, who's picking up the op and has been doing very impressive things to actually accumulate a lot of the stats when it comes just to straight up fragging. But Brolin, as the introduction to this roster, the story was bringing in the best Swedish talent into the best Swedish organization. And in this year,
start running rampant. It's going to be calculated, it's going to be cool, and it could very well be a test for the FaZe Clan. Rain chips off with the Deeg. No casualties yet.
Yeah, you want to compare this to Alexi B's OG. There were way more fast strats than we've seen them use so far in their games in this last month or two. Ninjas look completely different. And there is something to be said about how well a person is called, how well a player has played. but also the thought that you can get better and you can learn and you can evolve. And he's shown that to be the case.
This tag slides in, down he goes, so FaMAS, sure enough, finds its mark. Leaves a mark. And could leave an impact on NIP to just go into this B split. What awaits them? Well, unfortunately, Kerrigan's unarmored USP, easy pickup. Alexi just catching him in the open like that. There's still a chance for Robs to maybe take a swing out from door, but he's gonna go the long way, and it's gonna lean on Brokey's Deagle. Don't write it off, as it finds Hampus's head. Galil for Rain, picked up off that dead body inside connector. And again, Ninjas picking up rounds here, but with costs. 2 kills each round, back-to-back, and potential.
All they did was set up a trap wire right there, right? They didn't take any overt risk. They just waited. Alexi B held off on rotation towards Monster. His teammates are walking out of Monster. If he sees anybody, then he knows that they don't have enough support there. And that's immediately when they go ahead for the attack. So another strong call towards the B site. And it looked like Robs could have changed that. He got a what seemed like could be a swing frag inside of the stairs with his FaMAS cleanly with a lot of HP remaining. Now it's just about living with a lot of people. FaZe have kept them somewhat honest with the amount of damage they've done in these rounds.
Yeah, it feels like this amount of damage is exactly why the Ninjas are deciding to take their time and be cautious, because every corner, every step of the way could get things problematic. But when he does pick up the op, and also content to lean into the rifle. Not the first elite team to just use the op formula less than the rest.
And this is the right idea. I think Brokey, did he shoot at the beginning of the round? I don't know, but it looks like they just jocked for position onto long because, well, that space has been given up.
Protocols, clear bathroom. Rob's starting to inch forward outside of baths, though. And there's not anybody there to find him because it is just Hampus on the solo lurk. We're gonna get this shuffle back from the Ninjas. Yet to see the B site tested versus guns. Remember, very little utility here for FaZe. But the little that's left does land in front of that bomb at the 45-second mark. So there won't be any kind of bad surprises for the Ninjas once they decide to commit and follow through.
Yeah, they respected this tactic, but look, the smoke goes down along. No one's peeking in front of it, and now they see Rain. Rain does some damage.
Kerrigan's ready.
Advantage FaZe.
Remember, working with the lesser weapon. Kerrigan, nice flash, but Esatag picks up the kill. It's gonna have to be Twists. And he's gone silent. They haven't seen him. He's holding as nades fly over. Brolin, insta headshot. And the Ninjas, well, they find some footing on the B site, but Rain also brings it back. And the little that's left of Hampus is still enough to finish off Robs through connector. Alexi's barely alive. Hampus barely stands. And yet Ninjas continuing to try and keep this flawless game going. Oh, what? A no-scope from the heavens, blessed by God, is Brokey!
And that turns them back. They were about to leave. He gave them a parting gift. And they win the round because of it. Have you ever seen anything like that? Just the no-looker. Oh my.
What? Okay. Oh. And then keeps it clean right after.
Oh, that last shot, the ribbon on top, and they still could have lost if he didn't hit this one. Arguably more impressive. No luck involved in that flick.
Right. Real ramifications for losing that one, but there was a chance at an open here. Kerrigan.
What patch are we on?
30 bullet mow down. Getting ready for Abu Dhabi. So that's the one weapon down out of the hands of Hampus. Any hope for the Ninjas now falls onto the unarmored pistols. You know what sickens me the most is knowing Brokey probably didn't even overreact to that. Just another day in his world.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just neuron activated for Brokey when he hit that shot.
To him, it all makes sense.
Kerrigan just made a good argument for the A4 with that one spray. I think he needed those 5 extra bullets.
Yeah, a little 30 bullet mow down. Brokey not going to miss his chance to strike down Rez, so the little that's left of the Ninjas just going to be this monster pop. We've got the Molotov also for barrels. Oh, and it is a total collapse, an utter shutdown.
I would like to put a pin in that round, the Brokey round, we'll call it, just to see what happens from there on, okay? Because it was 3-0, about to be 4-0. I think if there were odds on that round right before he shot, it was actually 100% to 0 because Brokey was looking like he was about to leave. So that is a pretty unreal way to...
Look how close everybody already is, whether they know it or not. This is going to be bloodshed. And for which end of this fight? xantares brings it back. Quick push in from Twist, punished. Rain's nade finds xantares, and Karen recovers it. Oh, inside of the monster. Catches Alexi. Rez, able to try and bring it back. 1 versus 3, turn to the 2.
He has to get cerebral. He has time.
But he leaves.
Yeah. I mean, you can think about this however he wants at FaZe. No, he could wait and go for the attack, go anywhere. And really, the best decision in this situation is to always take your time. We'll let Rez work.
Found timing.
Sauces one out.
But the next one, it's Brokey at bat yet again. Up close, unbeknownst to Rez. Killer instinct, missed shot, and a clutch out of Rez.
Oh no.
Ninjas take their 4th off the back of a 1v3.
Well, he definitely earned that first duel, and the flash pushed Brokey into that position. But it wasn't a bad spot to be. As we could see from Rez, he wasn't even ready to clear that.
Just the missed shot.
Just the missed shot. That's what it comes down to.
Shouldn't have scoped.
And it was probably not that hard. Oh, it's just an awkward jiggle back and forth, and he knows he's dead.
Yeah. First Brokey moment. Well, Ninjas just bring one back. Let's give one to Rez. Tit for tat. CT investment in its entirety.
That's also another interesting story with Rez. Is he going to be a guy who clutches a lot? If he's going to be playing the op, of course, he'll be last alive in a lot of situations, but he's not known for putting up a ton of clutches compared to some of the other great oppers in the world. Now, Alexi, he's coming out fast. Kerrigan right behind him. He's got this locked down.
Oh, chance at a second. Hampus recovers. That opens up Monster for the bomb push.
They have the site with con control.
xantares just needs to lean back, relax. Now the one unknown entity is this rain flank all the way towards Monster, and sure enough, it finds the headshot into Hampus. This could activate Rops down into Con, or will it eventually pull xantares into the gunfight instead? Because Rain has compromised what xantares was hoping to hold on to. The backline is under question, but xantares goes 1 for 1, and Rez able to connect that op shot into Rain. CTs give it up, and Ninjas take a 5th.
Oh man, it feels like a fever dream to think that NIP could win. We didn't know how well they play versus FaZe. Right now, it feels like when they played against NaVi. And we'll say what you want about NaVi in their current state. Not the same team that we're used to seeing. But if they do this versus FaZe.
Get B hit, so FaZe peel back.
Always keeping tabs on how many times the T team is finding the MP site. For Ninjas, that's been a sterling stat for them. These gamble rotations we've seen from FaZe have been incorrect, and you can credit the team who has more utility to figure out how to get those rotations, but still. It is easy to get eco'd these days.
This goes back to where Ninja started this map, nice and meticulous with protocols in place. Alexi, tight grip on the reins of this war machine.
And look what they've done again.
Gearing up for this easy B hit. What was once stacked, now leaning only on Kerrigan. Love that he just takes a glimpse, hits a tag, falls back in an instant, doesn't want to be that opening death. It's Twists, in fact, who is. And Kerrigan down inside of the swamp, op, hoping to give some kind of a cover. Kerrigan not really looking for a play, but rather just to survive so that he can slide inwards. And as he does so, well, he gets caught out by Rez.
Wow.
So far, the Swedish opper, a new role for him, and one that's working out well.
Again, it's not desperate, right? Kerrigan has the audible. He's on short, listening to him wrap around through Monster. But at the pace at which they were going, it was still too far away for FaZe to easily get back. And the point is not to get to Graffiti, get to CT. It's to get into good spots. And if you just have CZs and other pistols, well, these aren't good spots for stopping a full-on site hit. If they smoke sidewalk, if they smoke the site, and they smoke heaven from safety on short, well, suddenly these pistols are totally useless. So they beat the timing once again. They get the open sight. NIP just continuing where they left off yesterday. And with the nip that we see right now, if you guys have been watching CS for even 2 years, it is night and day compared to the team that we saw last year.
Dead last at the last fall final. Exactly 1 year ago, dead last.
Dead last and no hope when we saw them play in front of the crowd. We knew they were going to lose.
Yep.
Today, 3 odds versus FaZe Clan. It's unlikely they win, but it doesn't feel like they 100% will lose. And that is already such an improvement.
We just have to watch and hold our breath. And the NIP that beats NaVi is also the NIP that could beat FaZe. Could. Rain locked into the corner of connector, very much on an island, and not able to catch the first kill. xantares wins the duel, despite being taken very low. And with that, again, right, watch for this. Every round, watch for this. 5 versus 4 opening kills consistently going the way of NIP. There has only been a few times where I think that one frag turns into the all-out rush.
Yes.
It's a pause. It's calculated.
They're controlling space. There's no extra re-aggressions here. CT's in their vanilla spots right now.
Roki under pressure. He's got a smoke to play around with. Flames all around him, but he's gonna have to be the hottest thing about this bomb site, and he dies. Alexi must have gone over top of Optimus and just barrel stuffs Brokey. They plant with a couple seconds left. Again, calculated and cool are the ninjas into this A site. And they'll give FaZe that chance to leave. You want to walk away and concede, then go ahead, because this is 7 terrorist round wins in the opening 9.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I don't want to disparage someone like Simple, for example, because he has definitely not been the problem for NaVi. But when we saw them play on Overpass, he was incredibly human because he didn't get any chances. And what we're seeing with these execs, they're so detailed and so well layered. The late Molotovs coming in, all the smokes landing in the right spots. The CTs don't even have a chance to shoot back. Look at the way that Brokey dies in the site. It doesn't matter how good you are if you're standing inside of a smoke.
I think that's one of the cool contrasts with a guy like Alexi B, right? Sat here hammering home, like as a team, they slowly encroached onto that site. But then at the tip of this stage, just repeating how confident they were, how good they felt.
Man, the top fragger on Ninjas right now has 8 kills. It just speaks to how well they've been moving as a unit.
Mm-hmm. Scoreboard's nearly mirrored. Even despite the 5 rounds to the way of the Ninjas, it's actually only 2 more kills. That round count getting dangerously high. xantares up next, and this time Rain's gonna get the better of him. Alexi, here's some aggression, but he's stuck. He's stalled out inside Monster. Still betters Kerrigan, but twists. That's the double kill back for FaZe. That's man advantage for FaZe. That's information and a bomb down for FaZe. Rez recovers, but Brokey gets the better of the op shot. Make it a double. But there's nobody home, so disassembled. And this is one of those moments, right? The overt risk of the quadruple stack is, do you lose forward A control? Is this one of the few rounds that FaZe actually hyperextend? And sure enough, Rain waiting to swing. They're gonna go through the utility protocols. You gotta make sure you come clear this. Rain, is he good for more than one? Tries to get out. Not quite sure where the next fight comes from, but damn it, is he ready?
Oh my God, he's still here?
And he's got a little cover. They don't see him. And Rain's gonna bring a second down. 2-man advantage here for FaZe. And as Rez doubles back for that bomb, Brokey extends in, missed shot at a chance.
Whoa.
A chance for Alexi, but that gets read like a book. Brokey.
He's prescient.
Yes, sir.
He's thinking 2 steps ahead right now.
On a different wavelength.
And maybe there'll be another chance. We'll see. It looks like they trade glances. Rez has a favorable position. They don't want to make this cost any more money.
Listen now.
I mean, he's got a 1v2. I wouldn't say that means he has odds here, but in 30 seconds, this map can feel miles across.
Yeah, worried about every
down
single corner.
to if they want to hunt him in this position, how far will he go?
But little does he realize, he's walking into the lion's den. Dead man walking. Rez falls, the op hits the ground, and FaZe will find that 4th by way of Rain, extending up into the playground.
Yeah, so, you know, Rain, when it comes to Overpass, He's always going to be the aggressive rifler, but he doesn't go this far out that often. But when he does it well.
And it's also, again, right, the perfect counteract to that boost.
And then look at the bravado in that rotation. Coming up, instead of falling all the way back.
Of how much space sometimes Rain is given to just do his own thing, right?
Yeah.
So much trust for a single individual. Kerrigan, he's going to be the first playmaker. And Hampus actually falls back away from the wall, and Kerrigan, sensing danger, just wanted to play close in case they came through, but that is not the case whatsoever.
Look how careful like NIP are about the angles that they're clearing out, and yes, there will be some pushback. Key player in a key position. Could make all the difference.
But listen, there's a certain amount of sketch on this situation. We've got Brokey. How many times have you seen Pistols get too close to an A site and Opper miss a shot, and then suddenly bomb plants and frags start to come through? There's an AK somewhere in this mix as well, so it's not as though the Ninjas are incapable of robbing this away. 5v5 post plant. No utility here on this. It's going to come down to the frags, and so far, it's good for FaZe. Alexi with the headshot recovery. Damage done and pinned against this bathroom's wall. So the Opper finds another. The pistol connects to the face of Hampus. And it's young boy Brolin in a 1v4. Tech 9 insta headshot and a chance to extend to the M4. Sprays into the second. Oh, that's so close.
Oh.
So incredibly close.
Oh my God.
But Brokey's got his fourth, and Twists will take the defuse.
He needed one bullet on Brokey. He was teetering on death's doorstep. That was close. Wow, Brolin nearly made a movie of that. This is good awareness from Brokey, actually, to get Estek coming back out of the stairs late on an eco round where they pushed up. If he wasn't aware in the situation, they needed every little bit from him. Information and nearly win the round.
Is that the Alexi effect?
Yeah,
right?
I mean, that was a great strat. Like, at the end of the day, it was a great strat based on what kind of setup there was. And Rain in that position, you know, that's like the checkmate right there. The guy who can flank on long and tell you it's also not long at the same time. Somehow, it still gets close. Well, now back to full rifles. We'll see if NIP have felt like they've met a quota here, if they want to do a little bit more work. Another missed shot.
Brokey giving them the space.
This is a tough one to fall back into as well, and now
got a teammate.
He's trapped in here.
They're stuck between two smokes. I mean, this is a pocket that FaZe can play within, and Robs, oh! He goes unchecked alongside the bathrooms with another player nearing him, and an additional T towards long. Look at this!
Oh.
Rez harnesses the power of the no-scope himself, anticipates that connector presence. They know there's someone in here, and xantares can't get the better of him. So they're gonna press into the A site, but that is where Twists resides. And surprise, surprise, he's gonna cut down the first. Hampus at the half health, dies to Kerrigan.
That have come in the last month since the Rio Major about teams and their form and who's supposed to be the best and who is going to be consistently the best.
Oh, timing here for Rain. Easy does it. His first pickup, that is. Bullet whizzes by. Hampus tries to apply some pressure, and that's going to be the end of him. Towards long. Tree. It's occupied. And it's successful for Brolin. But that's an M4 for Brolin as well. He's going to hand it over to xantares. 25 seconds. Again, right? You've bought some into this. Why not see what more you can get? But in reality, this A site is well defended. Rops' rifle alongside the sign. Brokey comfortably back by Truck, but that flash is excellent. Oh, it's good. And just like that round where Brokey gets overwhelmed by pistols, well, now they have a rifle. Brokey pinned into the corner. Twist tries to save it, and Brokey nails this. They're creeping forward. They're getting close. And it's Rain that they attempt to get past. Brokey's in the sight. Rain trying to get away. Woo. He's gonna have to hold the line right here. And sure enough, he keeps it clean. That's 3 from Rain. And Brokey's up next. Doesn't miss as they try to press into this bomb site. A fiery start on the T side of Overpass from the Ninjas. Pistol converted for 3, a streak of 4 in the middle. But ultimately, this is FaZe, and this is Kerrigan's adaptation. 6 rounds to bring back the half.
There's eyes on that as well, so ready for this tactic.
And Brokey, oh, He thought he could come peeking around, and now it's just carnage.
What?
Berettas end up picking up 2 kills. The bomb and its escort are trying to push past through bathrooms, but Twist holds fourth flank, and the P250 waits for Rez. They know that he was in there. Kerrigan wastes no time. He's gonna put that bomb down, and that pause from Rez is perfect. It pulled Twists away, forced him to get closer to that site. He decides to take a position over on long. We've got Ninjas with the 2-man dumpster retake, and that slow late lurk from Rez. Kerrigan, concerned that the bank's gonna get occupied, but he just needs to fixate forward. Now he's all that's left, and with that Alexi double headshot, they've gone ahead and grabbed themselves this CT-sided pistol.
That was crazy from Alexi. Those 3 shots, first of all, took Twist out in 1 bullet. They just I mean, it looked like FaZe were the ones with the read in that situation. They took out the boost on short. That's a 4v5-1 for NIP, first of all. But secondly, you don't have that much utility to work with. The 1 flash they use netted them all of those 3 duels inside of Con. Look at how well this goes. Good awareness here from Rez. They just smoke him. xantares has everybody blind. Oh, this is just straight up good shooting.
Roland looking for his impact. Gotta be careful, man. He is surrounded. And his first fight doesn't go well. That's actually allowed Rain to now turn to the opposite end of the connector, and while he does hit the headshot, he's gonna fall to the hands of xantares, who continues to try and fight this, but does that just lead them into Alexi B? Does that give him a chance to scurry up connector back behind them? They're worried about it and watching, and Alexi, oh God, easy kill into the back of Kerrigan. A smoke that just ensures his exit.
It's clearly now, it looks like they were trying to throw a fake.
But it's gonna push Hampus inside of the site into the next fight. Nice! 2-bullet tap, double headshot! And it's immense amounts of damage versus Twist, who has to go back to grab that bomb. 30 seconds to make this one happen. And all the while, Alexi, who was in Con, has doubled back up. So this A site is certainly prepared to hold. And poor Twist, he'll have cover with smoke. But long, occupied by Rez, Galil point blank. Who wins this? It's Rez, it's Ninjas, and it's a 1-round lead.
Man, did you see what Hampus did right there? He took a little bit of damage off the corner of the Molotov, but when a molly lands and it's really good and you want to respect it, look at Hampus. He finds a position they're not really ready to clear properly. They're like, what is this guy doing off of our molly? We just molly back dice. He doesn't even pick a real angle. He's just standing right back against that APC truck. Continues to be close.
No rest for the wicked. M4 Scout and FAMAS here for Ninjas. Can they pull this back?
Yeah, well, they will be pulling out the nefarious tactics right now. You know they're going to be pushing where it's not wanted.
Twist doesn't want to forget about this. Oh, Brokey takes it from him. The 3rd member of FaZe outside of party. Keeps long honest. Drops the best chance for the Ninjas to upend this.
He's basically an opper with every gun right now. It's been pretty much headshots only.
Rez's turn. And a tough ask to try and peek into those 3 players. Now 2. They double back into the bathrooms, and Rain with this deep angle. Gonna just continue to pressure these players. You know, Ninjas want to throw a spanner in the works. They want to do something crazy. They needed to take over this moment, and every step of the way, FaZe are simply better.
Yeah.
Better equipped.
Yeah, Brokey's just knocking him down like dominoes now. 21-7.
Monstrous.
This T-side will still continue to be difficult. Of course, FaZe can do it. Have always been good on overpass themselves. You know, when we talk about stories for NIP, it's more about what's surprisingly good right now. What's surprisingly good? For FaZe Clan, it's what we know has always been good. It's just about if it's going to be good today. But Brokey up front on the scoreboard is a great sign for them. And when we talk about Rez opping, he isn't tested as often and doesn't pick it up a lot. When it comes to this CT side, he will have to be a specialist. He will be saving for that op and getting it as many times.
SBs. This one's gonna get desperate, but when in doubt, hold W.
That's 4 players spotted right now.
So they can try to grab that 1 gun, and xantares, hands on it, but all the while B site clear for the taking. So FaZe's reward, a nice smooth 20th round to give them 11 over at Ninjas 9.
Yeah, huge leverage off that pistol. Get their economy into a great place. Look at how much money they have.
It's that next level successful start that could just have FaZe run through this defense.
It definitely could. I don't think that will happen, but yeah, this will be the realest test for Rez. This will be a test of what I think, if NIP continue to be consistent, one of the best duos potentially to play on the A site. Not because of Rez opping, but because of Rez's familiarity as the rifler normally inside of the bathrooms in his career. This is his hallmark position for NIP. And I think the thing that needs to be said about Brolin is he is unbelievably good from the passive angles on the A site when he's playing behind it.
So let's keep it simple. FaZe gonna just transition into the B hit. xantares back by barrels. They wait, they hold, shots come out. xantares caught as he attempts to cross back through the flames. And more utility to come out of FaZe. Man advantage now gone, but Rain's health so dangerously low. Alexi inside smoke. Hampus serves up the distraction, and we've got a critical 2v2. Can Ninjas keep this close? Alexi's found Brokey down to 39, and as he looks up to the heavens, it's a fake plant, a pop-up, a missed shot, now 19 health, and Rez will end him.
He said, do not peek.
CT's on the board.
Stay on the inside of that box. I mean, Brokey's mind's moving at 1,000,000 miles per minute right now, but it's still not quite enough with the trades that came down. Everyone was in great spots. I mean, Rain finds an amazing entry to stop the short control. Brokey refrags him instantly. These are all good moves. But ultimately, it was NIP one step ahead on material every step of the way after killing Kerrigan, being ready for B. As it changes gears a little bit and talk about FaZe Clan being able to close this out, I think there are scary things about this roster. Nothing more scary than Kerrigan in the fourth quarter. When he makes these calls near the end of the game, this is, I think, what defines FaZe in some of their biggest wins this year. But right now, they're not even getting a chance to set up.
Nope. It's going to take kills.
Look at the mini-map. They made no space whatsoever in this round.
Zero progress, just like the round prior. Kind of stunned and stunted on by the connector setup. Ninjas not afraid one bit to press into FaZe Clan, which has got to be a daunting task when you know what Rain was able to do.
Yeah, they had to be careful. They know where they can take space back. Unfortunately for FaZe, you know, with the damage that came in, it's quite obvious to NIP that they don't really have to be scared. I mean, there's something to be said about, oh, just sit in your site and wait. Well, right now, Nip are playing to win. Oh my God, there's that RAWP Robs.
So cool. But Alexi, nasty little angle. Here is Rain's chance to really go next level. Listen, there's time to grab that bomb. If Alexi had stuck around, then Rain was inevitably going to find him as he grabs that bomb, right? It's going to be this corner or it's going to be in con. But this slippery play from Alexi B to go back around into Monsters to secure his B bomb site. Rain, because he doesn't get his fight, this one just expires, right?
Yeah,
Rain's wanting this.
Yes.
But doesn't find the thread to pull on, and so Ninjas don't unravel. We got a tied game, folks.
Yeah.
CT side starting well.
It's an objective-based game based on trying to get that plant, but will always be about the clock in situations where you can't. And this is a nice
Not going to keep Hampus from getting into the fray.
And these aggressive CT setups have been bearing fruit.
This has got to be one of the sketchiest places to be as a CT on this map, right? When you decide to press beyond the party and it's quiet all around you. But yeah, you're right, he does get out.
Now it's
and it's one thing when it's empty, but that was so occupied.
It's about the reorganization. You know, we have a very aggressive tactic that comes in, and now FaZe see that it's changed. Hampus gets scared and runs back. But what's the new spot? You know, you can't have a team play vanilla, and here we have a move being made. We don't know what the response will be. This map is kind of hard to read, I think, for both teams in this situation. Very interesting situation coming up.
Press from Rops. He gets out. Holding for the headshot. Is xantares going to get flashed? There it comes. Perfection. But xantares doesn't extend far enough with his gun out. I gotta say, Rops lucky to be alive.
Well, yeah, he is.
And Alexi, we've seen this exact same position before, but now, because of that monster presence, he's more concerned about his left. And
they've got a re-smoke as well late into the round.
They're right there. They're jumping down on him. And Twist gets the quick trade. Alexi, the landmine in that moment, 20 seconds.
Oh boy.
It's gonna come down to the 15-second crunch. If Brolin dies in the open, then suddenly xantares left on his own. But a great distraction served up, bomb goes down, and they're holding. Rez able to come in, and an assist to just keep FaZe at the limit of this B site. They want to press in, and instead they get pressed. Every piece of this hold goes well for the Ninjas.
Yeah, and they could even die after time. Brokey will save that up. He was looking for a duel. He'll carry that forward. Maybe that could be the saving grace for FaZe, but what a round from NIP. Off the back of another great round as well, destroying FaZe in their default. We don't even have the executions coming through. We watched that first half, yeah, it came close in the end, but NIP were able to score bathroom control, get to the point of execing B, a lot of the times being 5v5. We can't even say the same for FaZe right now. They're getting stuff coming out of spawn.
This defense. Again, man. But doesn't matter.
It was all calculated. It was the miss the cat jump so you could rush underpass strategy.
Worth it in the end.
Created a new timing right there.
Again, right, this is that X factor. You've got one op. You got one opening strat. A run boost to try and set him up. And a very quick transition. Kerrigan is calling this one fast. From step 1 to step 2, they're already on long.
This is being played like an anti-eco. Well, it's supposed to be. We'll see. There is a situation about to take place.
xantares gonna clear this.
Yeah, he's just being careful on it. But this is what I was talking about.
Justifies the A stack. FaZe met by smoke just as they want to come through. We've got a third member also running up. That's Rez. More utility to go down, and this is gonna make it even more difficult. Twists just hopes that somebody overfaces, and it's not gonna happen. Brolin's got a smoke on bathrooms, turns his attention to long, and yet again, rock solid defense out of Ninjas. Every player finds their own little missed flick, but it doesn't even matter.
Wow.
No scope out of Rez. FaZe cannot get in.
Not the only one who doesn't need a scope. There's some style on that one. And that position for Brolin was what I was talking about. That's where he's going to be his most comfortable and I think does his most impressive work. And that's what's scary on the anti-ecos, where a lot of people on T side can earn.
Have to pick up the slack and pick up his performance. 8 and 18 at the moment. He's got one, maybe two individuals here in bathrooms. The rotator up is Alexi. This guy has hit hard. And he awaits that little bit of a gap, but Hampus is dead for free. Alexi's position revealed. Body's all in front of him. Oh, but he gets away! And with that, it's a one-man army! Ice cold Alexi B! 2 players left here for FaZe to try and recover, and Alexi gunning for the ace. Kerrigan stuck inside of the site, a battle of the in-game leaders, but only one has support, and only one is now alive, no longer. Rops into the clutch, has to come in massive to try and finally break through. Bomb down in front of boxes, and right now he's got sectioned off duels, but it won't make a goddamn difference.
Wow.
Ninjas in pajamas, 2 away.
Take a bow, Alexi. That's a round lost if I've ever seen one. The split coming in with the kill on Brolin for free, about 10 damage done from Kerrigan. And then Alexi, of course, we know he loves a one-way. Puts down a defense right here, sneaks by the bathrooms player to knock out both the planter and a very tricky situation. And not only that, that's Ninjas with 5 straight. That's FaZe back on pistols.
Oh, and again, every step of the way, Alexi B into the kill feed. From solo hold to entry kills. Man, he has been such a nuisance down in that B water. Whether he's just hiding behind the plywood or in this case, shutting down close smoke kills. Hampus tries to go out for the peak, and while his struggles continue to be problematic, it's Alexi to again pick up every kill he has to. That is 15. Ninjas, 4 attempts to close out Overpass.
He's 26 and 16 right now. And in terms of, and of course, it's not over until it's over.
Always the case with FaZe. We've got an op fight. One of these a purebred opper. And the barrel's seen, so Rez on high alert strikes down Brokey. One of the 2 hardest hitters here for FaZe to the wayside. 4 kills out. and still so comfortable. I mean, that one comes for absolutely free. Kerrigan wants to try and press out from Monster, and with this boost, if they're able to time it right, they could catch Ninjas in an awkward transition, but xantares wins his duel. And those few bullets that also come through smoke will just simply not find their mark. It's one flash on Rops and a very stringy offense, but Rain picks it up and keeps the hope alive. Insta-dink as he continues to try to press into this A site. There's nobody close on truck, but Rez rotates inwards, and Hampus actually gives up a good amount of space. They're calling for the bomb, but it's such a long journey. Rops sprints across this distance, 20 seconds to spare. And Ninja's more than happy to just lean back and wait. They've got a smoke, they've got a flash, they've got the kits, they've got the man advantage, and they've got Rain already on the brink of death to pick up a win over NaVi yesterday here on Overpass, and to do it again on FaZe, to send a tremor yet again through the entirety of the fall finals. Alexi buys his time and waits. And when does he choose to strike? Who does he kill? Rain misses his mark, and Alexi, almost gets away. It needs to be Rops, and it's an empty-handed FaZe.